We just finished step 4, which I'm going to call 4A, and now we're on step 4B. Finished our waistband preparation. We cut off those little corners. We trim back the grosgrain. We got our back stitch. And we have that on both ends. Now we're going to take it and we're going to go ahead and press the seam allowance up 1/2 inch. So I've done that the full length of the waistband. I pressed the seam allowance up on both sides. And I'm going to turn the waistband around. I'm going to get my corner poker and I'm going to really carefully poke the corner on both sides of the ribbon, making a nice right angle. Be careful not to over poke. Then I'm going to press the seam allowance in because I've already pre-pressed this. We're going to come to the other end, press that up, that 1/2 inch, turn around that corner, take your corner poker, poke that on both sides, make a nice right angle. That looks really good. And you want to make sure that both ends look matching. And they're the same height. This one's a little bit bigger, so I think I'll go ahead and put that in a little bit there. Okay. Now, I've also gone ahead and I've drawn where my notches are. I've cut them, but I've marked center front. Then the next set I have, this is my right side seam, and I've drawn both of those just so I can see them. Then I have my center back, and I have my left side seam. So here we have the extension, and if you take a look at your waistband here, this is the tummy side with the ribbon. This side goes against your stomach. Then this will come back over the top. This will be the side you see. This will be on the inside. Okay? The part with the extension, this is your left side seam. So it's going to wrap around forward all the way around to the left side seam again. So we'll start with left side seam with the extension. Then you can mark center back, right side seam, center front, and then back again to left side seam. Feel free to label your pattern just like that in your muslin so that you can know what's going on. Look, I went ahead and put left side seam in there as well. So now we understand the orientation of the waistband, and we're going to go ahead and attach it onto our left side seam that has a lap zipper. There's my right side seam. I've already labeled this center front and center back. I've pressed my darts facing into the center front, into the center back, and if I didn't have a mark for my dart for my center back and center front, I lined up my darts and found where that was, put a pin, and I marked that so I would have a marking. Took my darts, lined them up, found the center front. Okay, so here we have our left side seam. This is our center front, and we're going to go ahead and attach our waistband with pins first. And we've gone ahead and labeled this. Here is our extension. And we're going to start here on the back. This is the left side seam, this is the front, and this is the back of the skirt. So we'll start here on the back. And here's the tummy side of the ribbon, of the waistband. We're going to go ahead and take our seam allowance and pull this out for now. And I'm going to line up the extension right with that zipper. We're going to go ahead and secure a pin. Now we're going to find where this says the center back. Come to our center back. Line those up. And secure a pin. And so what we're doing right now is we're attaching the right side of the waistband to the wrong side of the skirt. And we're doing the wrong to right side technique as far as pinning, and then we'll do this for sewing. So, and what we're doing also is finding our anchor spots. So here's our right side seam, because we went ahead and we wrote that down. And there's the right side seam. Let's go ahead and line those up with that side seam allowance spread apart. And go ahead and anchor a pin. Now we have our center front, and I've marked that center front. And we're making our way around to the left side seam again. Now, this is the side seam that does not have an extension. This is on the front of the skirt. The back is where the extension is, and this should be 1 inch. Over here, the waistband has to just go over the skirt without an extension, but I like to place it 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch past the edge of the skirt. The thicker the fabric, the more you should move that little edge out. We'll go ahead and we'll place a pin there. And now we have our anchor pins in here. Our left side seam, our center front, our right side seam, our center back, and our left side seam again. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to see if this is the same distance. We want from where this is pinned over to the center front, this is our left side seam, we want the skirt and the waistband to be the same length, and they are. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and find a middle spot, grab a pin, and divide that area. And then take another section between the two pins and divide it. Here, pin to pin, take the middle and divide it and put a pin. And then you can section this off. Here I have the darts, and they're facing towards the center front. So I won't put the pin exactly an inch away. I'll move it a little bit over so I can get that dart. Keep that in place. I could put another pin here. Another pin here. And that quarter panel of the waist skirt is all pinned off. Now let's move on. Now we're here at the right side seam to the center front. And again, those look about the same length, so that's great. Let's go ahead and pin, section this off, and put a pin and divide that space. Here I have a dart, so I'm going to go ahead and pin the dart down, facing towards the center front. Lining up the raw edges. Getting another dart. That looks good. So it's the inside of the waistband. This is the tummy side. This is going to end up going over. We're on the inside, which is the wrong side of the skirt. This is the wrong side to right side technique. Great, now let's continue. Now we have to pin from the center back to the right side seam. So here we can see that this looks a little bit too big. Not quite the same distance. So we can take one of our basting stitches and you can just pull it a little bit and gather that skirt up a little. Tighten it a few places across. Looks a little closer. Lining up my two raw edges. And I see that dart, so I want to pin it down. Okay, let's section off this. Pin right here. Here we have another dart. That looks good. Now we have one more quarter panel. Let's see if they're the same length. Like the other quarter panel, the center back to the side seam, they were a little bit gappy. So this is a little bit roomy. Too much ease in the skirt. Let's go ahead and bring that in. Let's gather a little bit. Between the dart and center front, between the two darts, and between the dart and the side seam. Now that's pulled in. Now I can sort of ease it a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. Hold those up together and they're more the same length. I want to work any puckers out ahead of time. Divide this section. And just a few more pins. Here's a dart. Let's go ahead and pin that. That's great. That concludes step number 4B, pinning the waistband to the skirt. And we will see you with step number 5A.